schedule.
Exactly.
So when they need to see houses after work at 5,
Right.
they need to see houses on Saturday.
Right.
You need to understand if you're not available during those times, you will not make it in this
Right.
business. And not
Right.
paint this rosy picture of, you know what I mean? I
Oh,
just
yeah.
think you have to be way more realistic with newbies about this is what it's gonna take. I mean,
That unless you're on vacation and somebody's covering for you, you're there.
yeah, yeah.
Should that be, so in Hamilton, we talked about the fact that before you could sit for your license, you had to have a sponsor, a broker who had agreed to sponsor you to become an agent.
Interesting, I don't know, that'd be hard because every call I got, if I didn't know the person extensively, I'd say, no, I'm not sponsoring you. I mean,
Okay.
I just don't
Okay.
need,
You'd be back to the puppy mills.
Okay,
No,
okay.
that's the only
The
people that will
bigger
take them.
companies
Exactly.
would be the ones that would take them in.
Mhm.
So that was a thought, nobody agreed that it should happen again, but it was something that was mentioned. So you're looking at a situation where the ones that are doing it full-time, you still have to deal with the part-timers and, try to continue to do business in a professional manner. So going along the line, are there levels of professionalism even after people have been in the industry
Oh,
for
sure.
a while?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Some that you can't change?
Yeah, some,
It's
some,
true.
you just
Oh,
know
yeah.
they will never answer their phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll wait a whole day or better to get a call back.
Okay,
They're just, they're unresponsive.
okay,
We do a lot of criticizing of the new agents, but there are seriously
A
some
lot of
issues
the
with,
older agents.
Okay.
with everyone, I mean, at all levels of
Mhm.
years in the business and
Mhm.
experience and volume. You have your problems with their, I mean, I've had some brand new agents that I thought, boy, that went really well.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Mhm.
And then I've
Mhm.
done some with veterans where I'm going, I have no idea how you have been a success in this business. 'cause
Yes.
This was not
Some of them I look
easy.
at and say, well, if they can do it, I know.
I know.
You know, I remember saying that when I was new, it's like, wow.
God comes out of my mouth every once in a while, I'll go, I don't understand why I'm not so busy, I have to turn down business. What's going on with some people?
I know.
How are they getting these clients?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So even doing something like increasing the number of mandatory transactions per year to maintain licensure?
Well, right now, there is no mandatory, so
No,
maybe.
or
there
even
sh-
to
Maybe there
create.
should be, I mean, I don't know, I can see some detriments to that for sure.
I can too, because I
But
see
you
some of
think
our
about-
old people.
Think about, do you wanna go have knee surgery from a surgeon who's only done 3 surgeries that year because he just wanted some part-time money? No.
Yeah.
You want that guy that's,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, we kinda,
Exactly.
like you said, this is
Or a financial advisor. Would you go see a financial
Right.
advisor
Mhm.
that just dabbles in it?
a
No.
dentist,
You
an
know?
accountant.
Yeah.
Anyone that has a professional license, I'm
Right.
not gonna go to someone who's part-time, I want, and that
Mhm.
goes to the consumer, I mean, they should be asking, instead of, you're my daughter's best friend, and you
Right.
just got your license, so I'm gonna have you sell my house, it should be,
Yes.
you know, appreciate you're trying to get a start, but I really need someone experienced, and then none of us would be here, because
We didn't ever get
we
started.
never would have been able to get started.
Right.
I know.
So-
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know
if
if
the
we need to make it
training
more
were
s-
better, but I mean, if it was a better level of training.
Yeah, I
so
think
it's-
that's the key, is more, it needs to cost more to get your license in time and time
Mhm,
commitment.
mhm.
In a longer
And
class.
a lot more education up
Yeah,
front.
more
Okay.
real life stuff, not just
Mandatory.
how to pass
So what
the
kind
test.
of education, what do you see are the gaps? So what would be a mandatory?
Well, a lot of it has to do with transactions in general, you know,
Okay.
that. But I think just in professionalism,
Okay.
you know, professional standards, ethics, the financial aspect of it, financing.
Mhm.
I mean, they just have absolutely no knowledge. They don't know
Mhm.
about any of the types of different financing loan options that are out there as far as
Mhm.
government-backed financing or
Mhm.
assistance programs. They know nothing when they come
Okay.
out, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Forms,
Forms.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you spell check?
Okay.
Sorry, just kidding.
So, I mean, I honestly agree. I mean, there's certain things that are, just, you feel that you figured them out, and, if someone's not there to give you that critique all the time, or to at least, if you are in a small firm, if there's not somebody there to say, you really look like a schlump, could you, dress up a little bit, or, I mean, I don't know if different agencies require a different level of dress, but I mean, you think about when someone.
I keep coming back to training with Mark, because it was show up, dress up, make calls, take calls. or something, I mean, he had a
Yeah.
slogan
Yeah.
that was on the wall, and that's what,
Mhm.
and there was, they now apparently don't have all that.
I know.
They wear jeans and stuff now, but we were not
Yeah.
allowed to wear jeans.
It would be
Yeah.
nice, it would be nice if there was a dress code.
Code. Yeah,
I really would, I
Yeah.
would really like that.
yeah,
Even in my own office, I would like to see that.
okay.
Well, there are
Okay.
sometimes that I find myself over the years, like I would never do it in the beginning, but now if I just got done playing golf and someone needs to see their dream house, I get the text while I'm on the course and I say, just give me 2 hours and I'll meet you there. And I don't have time to go home and change clothes, and I find myself showing a house in shorts and a hat, which I never, ever would have done
Yeah,
initially.
yeah,
But
Mhm.
when you get so busy,
yeah,
at
Mhm.
some point you have to just fit things in.
I know.
And you don't have that time, but
I'd show up on my
But when
bike
I-
one day. You know, it's like, oh, well, all right, I'm on my bike, I can meet you there in a few minutes, you know, with my helmet.
Yes. But I would never show up to meet a new client
right,
like that. I mean,
Right, or at the
Right.
office, you know, when you
Yeah,
come to the
right.
office,
That's
you
an
know.
occasional thing where I just can't,
yeah,
where you
Yep.
just to accommodate someone's schedule, I'm just gonna get there in my
Yeah.
golf
Yeah.
shorts and.
I mean, that
show
does
it.
happen, so I guess, you know, you really can't.
but it's
hard.
just the level of, I think that what's happened in being in teaching, I was in professional industry before, so I never, I mean, if I'm there later in the day in my shorts or whatever, if I'm doing something else on campus, but if I'm teaching, I'm usually in a jacket and then there's the rest of the population, I mean, that's definitely not gonna happen, you know, but I'm like, I teach business, I mean, I want these
I know.
kids to know, what does it look like when you go to a meeting, or, you know, I mean, you can't just show up in your flip-flops, so, but I don't know if that's, you know, I mean, so if you're not only.
I think it could be taught, maybe not required, but it could
Yeah.
certainly be taught.
Sure,
That people perceive you,
sure,
they perceive you first visually.
exactly.
And they make
And
their first
that's-
opinions on you visually.
So why are you creating nice business cards or, you know, beautiful
If you're gonna show up
flyers?
in spaghetti
Yeah.
scraps
Yeah.
and low-cut
Yeah.
jeans, you know?
Exactly,
It's like, seriously.
exactly. So I think so I think there's a list of things that we can teach that maybe aren't mandatory, but if within the first year, maybe the newbies and even the oldies, whatever, if you could increase, you know, just taking these courses, and they don't all have to be about forms or, you know, about legal issues, but
Right.
just about how to build up the professionalism. And it's still gonna be the 20 or 30% of people who go to all the other training sessions anyway, unless you do beef up your level of CE
Right,
requirements.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, some
And-
people are just,
Which is
they're
easy
just
right
education
now.
hounds, you know, I love to go to education.
So you
But-
think that the CE is just,
Oh, 12 hours is so, it's so
Okay.
minimal.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing. And I know
Okay.
so many people that just go online and take a class online, and they just, I know some who have their assistants take their continuing ed
Oh.
online.
okay, there we go.
Yeah, there
Honestly.
needs to be a better way to, yeah, I
Sad.
know, yes it is.
And they don't
Mandy.
take, once they get their 12 hours.
They don't take anything else.
I fight this with my one-on-one agent, like, just because you have them doesn't mean you should take this other class.
Sure.
Because this is a good class, even though you don't
Sure.
need the credits, you need the knowledge.
They don't wanna cough up the money for it.
And,
Mhm.
and for her, it's a long drive to come into town, so she doesn't want to, you know, that kind of thing, but it irritates me because it's like you said, you
This
need
is a really good course, take it.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
I never even know how many credits I have until the end of the year. It's like, I hope I have enough, but I mean, I just take
Mhm.
classes as they come and,
Who's
Mhm.
that? There's
No.
one class Jackie and I take every single year, it's so good, it's a legal class, what's her name, I can't, Robin, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think
Mhm.
I look around and go, why don't we have 800, how many agents, 800
900
some we
and
have
something
in our
now.
association?
Mhm.
We should
Ridiculous.
have that class run all week, 5 times, and have
It ought to be
400
mandatory.
people there every time. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
it's just, it's amazing that people, because we sit there and Jackie's been doing this, I don't even know how many years. She's a bit longer than I've
30.
been alive.
Right.
30?
I
I
know.
don't know, 25, something,
About
yeah.
25
A
probably.
long time, and she and I learn something new every time we take
Yeah.
that class.
And I think that some of these classes like that, I think that they make it too easy for us to be laxadaisy.
yeah.
I think that the regulation on education needs to be a lot stiffer, and I think that a lot of these classes should be mandatory for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like, not just, oh, you need 4 mandatory, now you don't even need mandatory credits,
Yeah.
now they're all elective.
Right.
Okay,
And
Yeah.
I think that was, I think that was a misstep when they did
Yeah.
that, because I think that those mandatory classes
Mhm.
need to really be the nuts and bolts stuff that everybody has to go to. And,
I like the online options, but I do see where that gets abused,
Mhm.
you know, with,
Mhm.
like I said, people having their assistant take it, or they just, you know, you click, 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 and I've done it, and if you don't score right, you gotta start over like, you know, and you
Because
try
you're
to
doing
do it as
something
fast
else.
as you can, yeah, because
Exactly.
you're so busy with everything
But
else.
someone mentioned you could take the same 3 online courses every year.
Yeah,
I mean, so they don't
That's
change.
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid. You shouldn't be,
So
you
there's-
shouldn't be able to take the same ones for credit. You
No.
can retake them for
Right.
knowledge, but not for credit.
But there's so many online options, and I mean, and I hate to keep going back, but it seems because of the geographic
Mhm.
disbursement in the state, and like you said, I mean, if someone's not gonna even drive into Billings, are they gonna drive from Glendive
Right.
to Sydney, Miles City, even, you know, in the other Kalispell, I mean, so you think about the regions, and the fact that I can be live online, I have my face, maybe I'm from here in my pajamas, but at least, you know, everybody in this class is looking at my face, and, you know, we're having this interactive conversation. It may require more as far as having the teachers do more live sessions, but if I'm in Billings and I'm projecting to the rest of the state and everybody is coming in, and some people are live here, there's a lot of things you can teach. I mean, you can't just blip out and leave, you know, if you're on Skype, I can see your face in the corner.
Right.
I
So,
can see your,
I mean, I can see what's going on, and so, I mean, and it's a, you know, less formal way, but at least it's, you know, it's the way that we have to do meetings and things now too. But, I mean, I didn't see 12 years, I taught at Black Hill State in Spearfish, and so we did, DDN, we called it, and so we would do Pierce, South Dakota, we were all over the state, but I was live teaching in one room, and I could see all my classes up on the board, and, because otherwise they're not gonna get that level of education.
And I think that's true, you know, because we
Yeah.
are a big, huge driving state, you
Yeah.
know, and it's
And the winter
impossible
gets
for
to be
people.
really rough, and so if the
Mhm.
winter's a downtime, have somebody doing some live
Yeah.
online courses. And, I mean, you guys can get together and do chats, and so I mean, I'm only here to facilitate, but if you have a certain amount of CE, if it were to be increased, but only a portion can be done with the click, 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 and take the quiz kind of thing, that means it's gonna be more money on your part, but more money whoever develops these courses, because they're gonna have to have more instructors, but also, the thing that I thought was that if you know, implement some things that you learn online, but then maybe work with your local reps, which is also then having to get them to buy in on, you know, what's going on, but to do some, I know you do meetings here, but just having more conversations about situations that are going on, to learn more, you know, about what's going on. The forms issue, who deals with the change of forms?
The forms committee on
Okay,
the state level.
but how about when it comes into your office, who lets you know about forms changes?
I do, in our office, it's like,
Okay.
okay, here's all the new forms, and we sit down and go through every new change.
Okay,
But, yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of the bulldog on that one,
okay,
in our office.
so the association will send an email to
Mhm.
each office, and then our receptionist emails that to everyone, but then as designated broker, I resend it to everyone and say, FYI, there's been forms changes, you need to read through these, please see your broker if you have questions.
mhm,
And I can't control who, I mean, like, again, because we're
Mhm.
so different at Metro, I mean, I call my one agent and say, did you read this and make sure you understand this, but I
Yeah.
don't know what everyone else is doing with
Mhm.
theirs.
so that's 3 times they should have gotten it, if they
Yep,
looked.
but
And,
Okay.
and invariably, someone will say, I didn't get it.
I didn't see it. What new form? Oh, did you see the new form? 6 months
I
later,
didn't
did you
check
see
my-
that new clause?
I get so many email.
I know,
So,
exactly.
And you know, you're looking at all these, I don't know how many offices we even have, but you know,
Yeah.
I know that in a majority of them, it's like, you know, it's entirely up to the agent
Yeah.
to see that stuff.
Okay,
Nobody's pointing it out.
okay.
So,
So the thought, and this
And they
was-
aren't going over the buy-sell with their clients when they're getting them signed, because they would notice changes
different.
if they were actually explaining the buy-sell to the
Yeah.
client, instead of just saying, sign away.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yes.
I mean, that was the other thing that we did in training.
Okay,
We sat across from each other and we said,
Agreed.
you know, Dave, today you're the buyer and I'm the realtor, and so she would have us turn the buy-sell this way.
Yeah.
And we had to know it well enough that we could go over it with them upside down.
Absolutely.
So you had to know the provisions, because you could not read
Nope.
as you were explaining it.
no,
You
that's how
just,
we did.
You know,
And
Yeah.
that's what I do too,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
and every once in a while, I still kind of
Mhm.
will
I have to
repeat
turn it around like,
something
but
and-
now wait a minute, let me
Yeah,
see
I
that.
know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, you know, yeah.
Right, so
Okay.
I don't know what the answer is really. I think it starts with making it harder to get your license.
Yep, yep.
Longer
And
training.
more education,
And I wanna
way more.
interject, do you guys mind? I don't.
No.
No, yes, please.
No, we,
But, you know, sometimes over mandating, you can buy them books in the school and they still aren't gonna learn. And
Yeah.
hopefully their business, and that's why they don't end up in the business, but we always see some that do very well and they really don't know what they're doing. And
Uh-huh.
So you can only mandate so far, otherwise you end up in the appraisal world.
yeah.
However, the face of our business is the class, the Canoa Morton, that teaches them how to pass a test that really ideally doesn't have anything to do with how we do business. That whole system is very broken.
Mhm.
And that rookie course, and I know I've had a lot of pushback on my own, to integrate that because that's what we are and that's what we do and that's who we are.
Mhm.
Whether, and maybe not the rookie course, but overall, this is, why are we not teaching that from the foundational principle while they're walking in our front door?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And until that system is taken care of, you're never gonna fix anything. So you've gotta make that whole change, and that is a big animal, and that's why it's not, that's my personal opinion.
And I think you're onto something. It's like, okay, we're wasting a week of their time learning nothing really other than how to pass the test. And that's just, you're right, that
I think you test them
They
hard
need to
right
be-
at the beginning.
they need to have all this at the
And you bring in
beginning.
stuff that's what we really do. What is it that we are?
And maybe it needs to be a 2-week course to
Or
pass the
longer,
exam, or
3
longer,
months,
or a month, or whatever.
I mean,
before you
is
get
this
your
something
license.
you're gonna commit to? And these are everything that it looks like in business. And business sense, I mean, nobody talks about business sense,
No.
and that's huge.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
huge.
and the cost of doing
And,
business,
I
you know.
think all this other stuff is all, you're just blowing smoke until you fix that front end.
Exactly.
I think you're right, I mean,
So, I'm sorry.
You're
guys.
a
No, you're
hairdresser.
happy.
Think about the hours that your
Yeah, right.
hairdresser has
Yes,
before they can even
right.
touch your hair for crying out loud,
And
and that
you're
goes back.
turning over your, everything you
Financial.
ever.
So when we
paid.
license people, we license them to blow smoke. We
Mhm.
haven't taught them one thing about what we really do.
Mhm.
So we've given them a real estate license to,
And it's put,
Mhm.
it's all put on the supervising broker,
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
all right, here you go, here's your new licensee that doesn't know a thing, and it's
Right.
up to you to make
Yep.
them into something,
Mhm.
you know?
And it's, we've talked about this at Metro too, when we bring new agents in. It's, when they're the sole breadwinner in their family, or the main breadwinner, it's really, I mean, I've had that thought many times that I'm lucky enough that if I think a house is not right for a client, or you're in a deal that, you know, inspection's terrible or whatever,
Mhm.
that I can give that advice that we should walk away
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
do what's right for you,
Mhm.
because I'm not gonna go without paying my mortgage and putting food on the table, and it's scary when you think about people that are,
Right.
you
Just
know,
pushing the deal through, because
Right.
they need to see that check,
Exactly.
Right,
So there has to
right.
be,
a lot of
there's
that.
gotta be a lot of education at the, in the beginning that says, this isn't like what you see on TV. You don't just get a listing and it sells and it goes to closing, everything's great.
Right.
90%, whatever the, I don't know what the percentage is that doesn't
Mhm.
actually ever close.
At least 50.
It's gotta be more, I was
Right
gonna
now.
say, probably more than that. I mean,
Yeah.
you need to be, you know, you have to say, you better have some startup money. Go
Mhm.
get a small business loan and have some startup money, because
Mhm.
all you're gonna be doing in the beginning is doling out money. It's
Mhm.
gonna take a long time to get those
Mhm.
deals going through the pipeline where you are making money, and you have to 100% of the time put the client first, not your own paycheck. And that's what, I mean, I see a lot
Yes.
in the beginning where they're so hanging on to that one deal because they have to pay their bills with it.
Mhm.
And are they giving the right advice to their client? Are they giving the best representation? So I don't know.
It's not
and
unbiased.
I
Yeah.
think, you know, making them go through some college 2-year program isn't really it either. But I would like to see better foundational principles brought forward, so
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. This is
Yes.
what you can depend on.
Right.
This is what we know to be true. This is who you need to look at to go under,
Right.
you know, who do you choose to work for? Because it truly is their business, and if they want to do it part-time, that's a choice they could do. But if they want to do it full-time, here's why you would or wouldn't. You know, some people aren't gonna take you on. Why are brokers taking on part-time? You know, I mean, you know,
Right.
so I don't think it's good to over-regulate, but I also think that
So,
We need to bring in different.
I heard this in Hamilton too, that if they knew, so you don't know the